Welcome to the 28th episode of ML Backstage. My name is Mars Luna,
And I'm Ethan.
and we're introducing this podcast straight from the sixth dimension. This is a music commentary podcast hosted by Orion's Belt today. We got Holo Toves and Kainalu Kamai back. And of course, we have Joshua Luna per usual. In this episode, we were supposed to talk about the next single, but Joshua said it's not ready yet. So I guess it's going to be a mid-year vibe check?
I guess so, my boy.
Oh well, we'll see how this goes, Ethan. Back to planet Earth we go!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 28 of the ML Backstage podcast. I am Joshua Luna, and I got the whole squad back here with me today. We got Holo Toves reporting live from the suburbs of Atlanta, Georgia. And if you're watching on YouTube right now, and you see the background of this decorated truck, this still picture, Kainalu Kamai is actually reporting live, stuck in traffic right now. In
Yes, I am.
And where are you at right now, Nalu? Where are you at right now?
I am by the stadium.
You're by Aloha Stadium. Okay. You're by Aloha Stadium. Okay. Just focus on getting home. But yeah, so this is why we don't normally meet as much anymore, because we're operating within a 6-hour time difference right now with all three of us. So it's very interesting, but it's glad to have the boys back. Today's episode was actually supposed to be a recap of a Mars Luna single that was supposed to drop this month, but I pushed it back to next month because, life got in the way. And for those who are new here, welcome. The ML Backstage podcast is a podcast that covers my musical project and my musical journey under the name of Mars Luna, self-proclaimed space alien singer and cosmic prince and pop R&B singer-songwriter from the sixth dimension. And myself, Holo and Nalu, and some other special guests, we basically cover all of the songs and all of the projects, albums, and all miscellaneous things that I've done under that stage name. And we kind of just go through the backstories and just kind of talk about what happened with this, when this project was made, when this song was made, when this album was made. It's pretty much a behind the scenes look of all of that, and it serves as kind of like a time capsule of when I can look back at everything years and years later, I can look at it and be like, oh, this is what happened during this time, So that's basically what ML Backstage is about. And other than that, the three of us are, we're best friends. We kind of just banter around and kind of, you'll hear the dynamic throughout this whole thing. So, how you guys doing? But, actually, since we're gonna go through a little vibe check later on in this episode, in one word, describe how your week was so far. How your week has been so far in one word. I will say, busy is my word. It's been busy. So right now, this week at my work is VBS week, which is for non-Christians out there. It's called VBS, stands for Vacation Bible School. It's kind of like a religious term that it's kind of like a whole week-long activity for kids throughout the summer, where the children play games and they sing songs and go through a lot of Bible type stuff, just kind of teaching kids about Jesus. And each VBS has a certain theme. So this year's theme is board games, and my work gave me this shirt right here, and this was the theme or whatever. I don't know if y'all can see it, twists and turns. It's pretty cool. I like board games, so it's pretty awesome. So if you hear me sounding a little drained, it's because I've been surrounded by a lot of kids, and I was able to kind of just, see if everything's going okay, and not really interact with the kids that much, just making sure everything's all good. And and navigating through the Vegas heat is a lot. So we're at 116 right now, I think, outside. And that's it. Right, you're different. Kainalu's different. But yeah, a lot's going on, but I'll cover that a little more during our little vibe check section. But yeah, that's my week so far. Let's go. Since I want Kainalu to get home safely, let's go with Holokaiki Tobez.
What's up, guys? I'll say one word how my week has been is actually centering around stretching, like how important to stretch. My line of work currently is, working on the ramp at the airport. So I'm handling bags a lot, and I'm handling like carry-on bags and then heavy bags. I think the heaviest bag that I've handled was like almost 80 pounds, and it's just crazy. It's just constant. It's just constant weighted bags. So coming from that, and then I've been on a good streak of going to the gym lately. It's like I'm working and I'm actually getting my physical workout at work, and then I'm choosing to go gym afterwards. So I know that my body is strained. So this whole week it's been I've been getting a lot of I would say a lot of tightness in my arms. There was a knot on my shoulder today, and I was trying to stretch it out. But I've been trying to get more stretching in, even though that I don't usually move around on my off days. So I would say like more stretching, and plus it's getting hot out here. Not hot like Vegas. I think
it's a different kind of heat, though.
It's I think the highest was like 103. But it's just humid, and I know.
Yeah, I was about to say, what is the humidity level?
Right, it makes it feel like it's 110, honestly. But yeah, stretching and hydrating, I think that's the most key. I know it's two separate words, but I feel like this whole week was just making sure that my body is good, because I'm using my body more than I've ever have used it in my lifetime. So I think that'll be it. Like that's what is important right now, is making sure my body's working for me.
I like that. Stretching, I like that. Physically and metaphorically speaking, and mentally. Kainalu, what is your surf?
No, but it's something very close to that. I would say self-care. Is that a word? No.
Yeah, I would consider that a word. Okay. It's a term, but
yes.
I would also consider it a word.
Yeah, self-care. That's the most important thing you want to do, is to take care of your overall health, your finance, your personal things. And that's what I've been trying to clean up so far. Little by little, I'm getting there. So just recently, I had dental insurance for my workplace, so now I can go fix my sad vampire too.
Sad vampire.
So, of course, I gotta get a root canal, but main thing is I don't have to pay out of pocket.
Oh, that's not bad. That's
shout out insurance.
I had like $1,000 on my insurance, so like, oh, it's not bad. It's pretty good.
Shout out to the insurance company.
Yeah,
that dental plan be coming in clutch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right on. Yeah, so I'm gonna take it back the last 2 months because Mars Luna released 2 singles, um, Green Light and Communication, and I know both of y'all have heard both of these songs, and I did recaps on both of those songs in separate videos. Which you can go check out, episodes 27 and 26, um, but what do you guys think about Green Light? Start
I'm
with the
just
first
looking
one.
for the green light. Yo, that track is a nice like intro to what you got planned. And it's funny because the week that it did come out, I was telling you like, oh, I want to do like a video,
Right.
pull up to the traffic light and film the light being green, or I'm at work and then I'm seeing the color green
Yeah.
and I see all these lights and the color that comes out is green. So it's so funny that the week that it does come out, I'm thinking about the color green and I see green lights, green, green everything. It's so funny how that works out. But um music wise, that jam is very, very nice. It's it's if you can play it one time, in the podcast. But it's
I'll probably have it under the in the actual video.
in the actual video, like in the
I'll
background.
underscore it. Yeah, I'll underscore it in the background.
But it's I don't know. I feel like it's when I listen to it, I'm in like a love story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like very rom-com ish. You're being guided by Mars Luna and understanding what he feels. He's looking for the green light, and he's looking, he's searching, and that's what we do. We're searching for that green light so we can like, that is our shot. That's that's what we're going to walk into. But in all seriousness, it's a song that's very airy, very inviting. I feel like he's walking on a sidewalk and he's just chilling. He's thinking about all these thoughts, and like a songwriter, the first thing that comes up, you write it down and boom, you got green light.
Yeah, for sure. Nolly, what did you think about Green Light? I think you said something that was kind of hold up. I gotta scroll up, but and see what comment you made. It was very specific. But what did you think about Green Light?
Actually good reminder of trying to start out a relationship in some way. Of course, the green light, you want everything to be good. You want to reach your destination not as fast, but as best as possible. You don't want no red lights or no yellow lights to stop you from chasing what you're trying to chase out. And the funny thing, this kind of reminds me of something I wrote in a K-drama I wrote like a couple years ago. One of the episodes is titled, "What Happens When You Stop During a Green Light?" Somehow, it kind of reminded me of the episode I wrote, and a little bit of what that episode was. The main character, which is portrayed by me, the main female lead. Of course, they're kind of like, they went out partying at the bar and they're kind of drunk, but she's drunk and she decides to cross the crosswalk during a green light. And of course, the main character is gonna go over there and save her because she almost got hit by a car. And that was kind of like the moment of how much the main guy likes to go that much. He would risk himself to go in a green light, get hit by a car to save her. That kind of reminded me of the song.
Yeah, I mean that's that's pretty accurate, honestly. The
But
drama
please
part was
don't be drunk and go for a green light. Don't do that.
it was the drama aspect. I think it was just because I mean it's basically the newer version of rocket science from me personally. Because rocket science, I mentioned this in episode 20, 2 episodes ago, that the green light is basically, you know, if rocket science was like, if you're thinking about shooting your shot, then green light is the act of actually doing it. And you're putting yourself out there, and you know that, okay, I'm not in control of the outcome anymore, right? You know, I see this opportunity and I took it, you know, and whatever happens from that point is it's not up to me anymore. It's up to the person on the other side of it, you know. So, and you know, shout out to Morgan, and shout for taking basically a beat and turned it out from and reoriented the foundations of it from scratch. And shout out to Tom for coming up with the original beat. And yeah, like it's I'm glad that whole thing worked out, because I was actually kind of scared that it would have turned out sideways, but nope, we're in the clear with that. And yeah, so and the next single that Mars Luna released is Communication, and that dropped a few weeks ago. It's cut from somewhat of the same cloth, but it's stylistically a little different. So what did you guys think about Communication?
I think I have to listen to it again.
Yeah, I like it.
I have to listen to both songs. I gotta fully immerse myself in both songs again. I kind of remember it, but then I'm like, shoot, I'm big looking.
Yeah, that's the one with the ukulele starting in the beginning, and then boom, the drums come in.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, what is this? Like,
yeah, it's like a rock. Like, shout out to Morgan one time, man.
Yes, sir.
I've listened to that song, and what hooked me is the drums. And then beyond the drums, it's the lyrics that are being said, because I don't know what it is. It reminds me of The Villain, but it's its own type of story, of course. But it's separate from the past work that Mars Luna has done. But it's like how we have green light, and then when you get that entryway to go ahead and shoot your shot, then the communication comes in, and that's when boom, you got that track Communication come in. And then that's when we together, as you and your partner, start to like communicate, trying to figure out what you both like, what the other person doesn't like, and you go through like a whole trial and errors, you know, cause and effect, and this is when you figure out like, okay, is this person that's with me, is she with me, or is she just coming along for the ride? Is she walking next to me, or is she walking at her own pace, you know? And this is when communication comes in. You need to find if you guys are on the same ground, or you guys are on your own platforms.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, I gotta say that I am looking at it right now. I just put it up on my computer. Bro, that album cover though, like, shoot.
Hey, shout out to Holo Kaiki Tovas for the logos.
Oh, dang. And it's
I'll-
funny because I sent this to you last year at the same time.
Mhm.
And it's funny to see it now.
Yeah. No, I love that logo. I mean, it may not be. I mean, I caught it right away. You know, like it's like the whole connecting the dots thing. It's really clever. And I like the fact that it was designed in a way that that could cover an entire screen.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And it's like it's meant to cover an entire screen. You know what I mean? And I was looking through it. I was like, because when you sent that logo over, I was because I mean, green light one was simple on purpose, and
Right.
communication was kind of like, I was like, oh, because I know you said that it was a little unorthodox and outside the box. I was like, okay, great, I love outside the box. And then I saw it, I was like, oh, I love this. It's so clever. I was like, this is so clever. I dig this, So yeah, I love communication too. It's I paralleled that to Selfish. Because I mean, you said the villain, but Selfish and the villain one are cut from the same cloth. So it's like the first line of Selfish is what's wrong with being direct. And
Right.
And people we all communicate in our own ways, and people receive communication in their own receive certain things in their own ways too. That's why, like, even understanding like understanding a person's love language is important in how to communicate with them, because you may communicate with someone in a way that you would receive, right? But the other person may not receive that the way that you would. So, I like communication comes from the standpoint of like, okay, like the guy's been fooling around for too long, but the girl wants to make it work. And what are you gonna do to make it work? And that's kind of the crux of what that song was about. Okay, before we continue, update. If you're on YouTube watching the screen, you can see that Kainalu is he's stabilized now. He made it home safely, and we can continue on.
Yeah.
So Kainalu, what did you think about communication?
All right, so that song is a really good, upbeat, kind of like a little rock with the ukulele mix vibes, and of course, like bolus of the drums, kind of gives you that like bad kind of bad person action,
Yes.
especially because the song communications, and that's a big thing in relationships, because if you or your other partner don't have that going on between you, your relationship could either go downwards or any other level that you don't want it to be.
Yep.
That's very.
I mean, you basically summarized the song right there. I don't have anything else to add. Besides that, great job. But how would you prefer? But like, knowing how unique you are, more specifically, because you're always out and about all the time. You really don't have a lot of energy for relationships in general. You probably have the least amount of energy for relationships out of the three of us. But like, what is your? Oh, actually, for both of you, what are your love languages? If you know what they are, and which is like words of affirmation, acts of service, quality time,
Oh, wait.
gifts.
I can pull that up right now.
And now you're floating.
What?
Sorry, I have to open my
Oh my
dimensions because
gosh.
I can find it right there.
Okay, I would say I'm acts of service.
Mm.
Yeah, I feel like when I see or like I see a friend like open the door for me, or making sure I'm good, offering water, or just like little things like that. They they appreciate, my well-being.
Hmm.
And I just feel like I'm being taken care of. And I think
Hmm.
I told the both of you, the boys, back a long time ago, like back in January. And it's in the group chat. So this is like an extension of the group chat.
Hmm.
I remember telling them that when I was working like this event for my job, and all my coworkers will go and get lunch,
Hmm.
and then there'll just one of my other coworkers, one of my coworker, she was the only one who offered, "Oh, you want me to get you that? You want me to get you lunch? Oh, you want me to get your drink?" And I just felt like the spirit of the Holy Spirit kind of washed over me,
Hmm.
because not being in Hawaii, everybody, everybody's of service of to other people, and
Right, right.
that can go, um, that can be showcased anywhere. It's just gonna be in a different form of its own. And I just felt like when my coworker did ask me that, I felt so appreciate appreciative
Appreciate it.
that she did ask me, that I felt like, okay, I'm not far away from home and this feels good. And
Right.
you asking us the question, it brought me back to that time. And I feel
Hmm.
like acts of service is what I'm
Is your love language.
is my love language. Yeah, sorry. And
Oh
try
no,
to
you're good.
and yeah.
I can
I
see
just
that
had
on.
to like
I
figure that out.
No, I could see that honestly. It was an impromptu question. So,
Mhm.
um, no, it's I can see that because like you said, coming from Hawaii, like people willingly give their time, their energy to like towards like the kokua, right, or to
Right,
to
right.
your loved ones and all that kind of stuff. You don't really see that often in the mainland, and not in a disrespectful way, but just like the culture's different, and
Mhm.
like you I kind of I see that more and more, um, especially living here in Vegas, and I think it's probably a more common thing throughout like America that you see like more not selfish but more like opportunistic type behavior,
Right, right.
and that's something I was not used to moving out here. So I can definitely see acts of service being your love
Mhm.
language, and I would say Kainalus is surfing, but I mean I'm pretty sure there's more layers
No,
to it.
okay, so is it my turn now?
Yeah, it's your turn. It's your turn.
It's your turn.
Oh,
Okay, so I kind of have to cheat. I actually do have it on dimensions. It's the number one trait I have for the love language is words of endearment.
okay. Words of
That's
endearment.
That's an affirmation.
That's
pretty
words
much
of
like
affirmation. Yeah.
positive,
Yep.
yeah, positive feedback or encouragement. But I haven't been in a relationship for that long, so anything could change, or it probably could still be the same or different.
Hmm.
But it's usually mostly that, or service is one of them. But Holo
Yeah.
pretty much got that covered. It's still the same thing.
Right.
And then I think time together is another one.
So quality time.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the same. It's mine's is words of affirmation and quality time. But I would say more so words of affirmation because like
Mm.
for me it's like I'm always, especially when it comes to something that I'm good at, I'm hard on myself because I set myself
Mm.
to a higher standard, I guess, especially with things that I consider myself to be an expert in. So you know, to get encouragement, or to get, words that keep me going, it's like it's uh it's always good for me. Um it's always good for me to receive those things. And when I say quality time, I don't mean like, you know, I wouldn't consider going to the club quality time. I wouldn't consider, you know, it's intentional. Quality time is intentional, right? So being intentional with, you know, conversation, being intentional with, you know, your time, your energy, and sharing those things with someone or people that you care about. Especially knowing now that I'm okay with being in my own company.
Mm-mm.
You know, so it's like, so if I choose to hang out with somebody, or if I choose to, you know, be with someone and to be vulnerable and share my emotions and my, you know, my feelings and my humor and my, you know, secrets and desires and goals with, you know, with someone, like that's intentional quality time, you know, and that's time that I'll always embrace and cherish. So those are mine. So let's talk about, since we talked about green light and communication, let's talk about the photoshoots that happened for those two songs. Well, it was actually for three, but since two of them are out now, they both happen. The photo shoot for green light and communication, I'm gonna post pictures here on the video form. You know, yeah, it was almost a year ago. I know, I don't remember where you were, Nalu. I think we invited you, but maybe I don't know if you were. Yeah, that's probably what it was. But yeah, Ola, what do you remember from that whole day? Or was it was green light and now I think about it, I'm sorry. Green
No,
light
I think
and
it's
it was
green
two
light and
no, green light and communication were
Yeah,
two
they
were
were
two different.
separate.
They were
Two
separate.
different
No, it was
days
communication was wrapped with another song that
with another song. Yeah.
that we'll get into next month or so. My bad, I got it mixed up.
No, that's actually a good question because I'm thinking about it too. And I remember when we did the green light photo shoot, we was talking about during the communication photo shoot day.
Yes.
We was trying to set the day, and we was in the
Mhm.
car going home or going to Kakako. But green light, I remember we went to scout the location first.
Yes. Yes, I remember that.
That was a very nice day. Like the sun was out, everybody, like it was there was like a painting session happening. I remember walking through the park. There was a painting session, and then we saw like a couple wedding photo shoots. I went straight. We went like directly to the rocks because I don't know. I just feel like the ocean was gravitating toward the ocean, and it gave that green light vibe. So we just booked it straight to the rocks, and we were just looking around, cruising. And it's so funny. There was that uncle.
Yep.
I forget his name.
I don't remember either.
I probably said it in one of my videos.
You did, yeah.
But he saw us and he already knew straight off the bat we were locals.
Yep.
But short story short, he tried to sell us his DJI drone. And we was like, nah. And we was thinking about you, Nalu. We was like, hey, we have a friend. Maybe. And we was thinking about you. And then, but we was like, nah, no need. And then after, he was trying to sell us like, what, Pacololo? Like,
yep.
weed?
Like
ganja?
He was trying to sell us some devil's lettuce and
yeah. And we was like,
some of the
cool.
finest kush in all the land.
I don't, right?
Straight from the Ina. But we don't do that.
Yeah, we was there strictly for, business.
we
We're
don't, we
scouting
don't do that over here.
locations. Yeah, we was looking at each other and we was like, nah, uncle, we good. Have a good
Yeah.
day. And his family day. But other than that, it was a nice day. Like there was the water was crashing onto the rocks. I remember it being hot, but there was a nice breeze. And we was looking at the water, and then there was this yellow rail that I wanted to shoot at. So I was like, "Hey, Luna, go up on this rail over here." And
Yeah.
then we took some shots.
Yeah.
And then the
And
water.
this was on a different day. The actual photo shoot was on a different day, right? So you're
That's
talking
right,
about
right. That's right.
just
It was
just for Canon and stuff.
Yeah. So location scouting was on a separate day, and then we had the photo shoot.
Yeah, and the rail thing was on the actual. We discovered
on
that
the
on the
actual
actual
day.
day.
Yeah, it was on the day 2, and that day I remember it looks like it was gonna rain that day too.
It almost did actually.
It
rained for
almost-
like, it was weird. It rained for like it rained super hard in like one area for probably like 5 minutes, and then and then but we saw that it was just a cloud, and once it passed, we were going to be good.
Right.
But that's typical of Hawaii. That's very typical.
It's so bipolar.
Mhm.
But we took pictures by the palm trees. Of course, we need to get those palm trees, signify Hawaii. And then we got the ledge that oversees Diamond Head. It was prime. That was nice. Then we walked up to the rocks, took a couple photos of him at the rocks, and then there was the rail. And then these boats came in. The boats was leaving and it was coming in. I was like, I need a shot of him with these boats. We did a little video, but I just did the video because I have my whole rig and I wanted to try out my ideas, and I didn't know it was gonna be part of the music video.
Lyric video.
Oh, the lyric video. But yeah, I was so surprised. I was like, shoot, if he was gonna do a video, I can do like this whole different thing. But it turned out to be very nice.
Oh, for sure. I mean, like,
but
I normally when it comes to videos, I mean, like with the three, I mean, we all know this on this panel here that those things take time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't have, I didn't have time to come up with a video concept for it. So I'm like, and the thing is, like, when I was younger, when I was a kid, I used to read by putting on, like, old school, like, Carpenter's karaoke. Like, and I used to read the words on the screen, and I used to, like, be captured by the visuals that were on the screen. And like the visuals were like, repetitive, cycles of, of certain landmarks or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they played over and over again as the words were coming on the screen. So the lyric videos was kind of more so, it's kind of like a throwback to my actual childhood. It was kind of reminiscent of like karaoke days for me. So it was intentional. But
some Mars Luna lore right there, guys.
Yeah, there you go. And communication, I think we did it like the communications photo shoot and the next single photo shoot were all on the same day.
Yeah.
I would say, before we go into the communication part, like, I was happy with like the outfit choices that I came up with for all of those days. It was probably some of my favorite Mars Luna stuff that I've pulled off. I did some different stuff because, like, for a while, like, like in the beginning, it was like the Diet Bruno Mars stuff with the Lost in Space and the Genesis and Prelude stuff, and then Dark Matter with the stars on my face and the bandana and the colored hair. And I mean, I carried some things over, but like I painted my face for it, and I did some different things. Like, I had a bucket hat. I still had the bandana. I had the yellow pants, and like, I had the shirt, that kind of this multicolored white shirt that kind of matched with like the sailboats that were kind of passing by and stuff. Like I've always wanted to paint my face, and I never knew when I would actually be able to do it. And you know it, and I was able to do it for these photo shoots. But yeah, um, and the communication outfit was also like, you know, I wanted to stick to a certain color theme. So
Mhm.
so yellow, blue, and white were the colors, and I tried to stick to it as best as I could. And like I'm like visually speaking, like this is my favorite set of, you know what I'm saying, favorite set of
Right, right.
photos for a project. And when once you see the album stuff, it kind of
Jeez.
it kind of matches alongside too, even though it's still different. So yeah, I just wanted to say that before we talked about the communication photo shoot. So communication photo shoot was probably like maybe a week or two later, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah.
We went to the Royal Hawaiian
Mhm.
in Waikiki.
And
And
the I think it was the pink accent of the hotel plus the white that was inside the interior
yep.
kind of it made the photo shoot made the foundation of the photo shoot, and with the pink and the white it kind of popped the yellow and the blue.
Mm-hmm.
So we had you sit down outside, trying to we was trying to figure out, and there was like, this is like minimum planning. Like we were just
Oh no, we
going with the flow. Yeah.
yeah,
Like
and that's intentional too. So
and it's not like a big budget type photo
no,
shoot. It was like very like,
very minimal budget.
right, like grassroots. Like that's how we do in
Yeah,
Hawaii.
right.
But yeah, we was just chilling outside, had him sit down, and I surveyed the scene, saw him, I was like, take a snap here, there, try to figure it out. And then that's actually that outside actually was a throwback from when you wore that white tee, and I don't know if he was wearing a hat. I
Yep,
think he was wearing
I
a
can recall
hat.
it now. Yeah.
Yeah, and we had you right by the black rails. So I was like, okay, I don't want to
Replicate that.
replicate that or have you.
This was from a separate photo shoot that we did
Mhm.
several years prior. So,
Right, right.
but yeah, no,
And
it's yeah. Go ahead.
oh, sorry, I didn't want to have you stand in the hallway, that long hallway, because I see a lot
Yeah.
of people do that with the tapestry on the ground and the
Mhm.
pillars. So we took it inside, and it was like very, very easy. Very I didn't want to use the indoor lighting because the sun
Yeah.
is out. So we went out to this like patio area, but there's like a black railing, and then there's these plants. I think they're like, I forget the name of it, but it's like some miniature palm trees. And I was like, oh, let
Something
me
like
try
that.
to,
Yeah.
yeah, something like that. So I was like, oh, let me do a little play around with these plants. So I'm like shooting through the plants and trying to get him to hold one of the plants. So it's like an extension of himself. And he's just, looking at the camera,
Yeah.
striking that pose and
Mm-hmm.
highlighting his outfit. And then
Yep.
I wanted to do video. So I was like, oh, let me try to do slow mo. So we're just
Mm-hmm.
having him, walk on the rail. Very like minimal stuff, nothing too crazy,
No.
but just highlighting his outfit, where he's at, and just keep it, very direct. You don't want too much distraction. Well, yeah,
What's
compared
wrong with
to the
being
green
direct?
light video, between the different between the green light video, it was more simple, more laid back.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
for sure. Because we were also there for like a lesser amount of time than because we were in a hotel and we were mindful of like, you know, you still got to pay for parking in Waikiki. So
Right.
and when you were talking about that, hold on, I just remembered that, you know, we invited Nalu to come out to that because you were at Queens.
Oh
You were
yeah. I remember that.
you were at Queens surfing, and I was like, you know, maybe you'll be able to come out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then like, no, you're trying to navigate through the waves. And I'm like, we gotta go already. You know,
Yeah,
so
just take a wave all the way out to Royal Hawaiian from Queens.
Yeah.
how far is Royal Hawaiian from Queens? It's like a mile.
I would say good couple miles.
Oh, for real? Oh,
Yeah, something like that. Maybe a mile or a mile and a half.
mile and a half. Because Queens is right by the zoo, kind of.
Yeah,
Well,
kind
it's
of right
closer to the zoo. It's closer to the zoo.
close to the zoo. Yeah.
So yeah, so I just remembered that while you were explaining all that, and then for the next Mars for the next single, we went to Waikiki Beach. And I changed my outfit at the Royal Hawaiian bathroom.
Oh
So
no.
so I had to make sure people weren't watching, you know, because I had to wash my face and then reapply the face paint again with different colors and all that kind of stuff. I was like, and I was doing it without my glasses on too, so I was like, I had to make sure that, you know, people were able to see and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, like I just remember like when, because Holo was doing a vlog thing too, and I was acting in character too, and I was saying some like really dumb one-liners.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I'm
Yeah.
trying to remember what they were. It was kind of like, you know, it was like something stupid, like, oh, like, oh, I was trying to flex on my outfit, and I was trying to paying too much attention to my outfit, and that's why we haven't been communicating or something,
Yeah.
something dumb like that. But like it's or like something, you know, or something like, you know, even though we didn't communicate or whatever, we couldn't communicate whatever, you know, this time it's gonna be better or something like that. Just
Yeah. It does sound like it. Yeah.
something like that. I just remember like those little one-liners, and you know, and how hot it was, and you know, hot it was and beautiful it was at the same time. And you know, it like you said, it felt laid back, but after Dark Matter dropped, it kind of needed to be that. It kind of needed to be a more laid back process, and it was. So um, let's. So before we go into our mid-year check-ins, I'm going to describe more in depth the first two Mars Luna shows this year. So on June 2nd and June 9th, Mars Luna had the release shows for both Greenlight and Communication, respectively. And the Greenlight release show, the unofficial Greenlight release show, was at an event called First Friday, which is basically an arts kind of like a mini version of the 50th State Fair at without like all the carnival rides and stuff, but with all the food and all the art galleries and stuff. It's a vibe, you know. You have live music, you know, and people come and watch. And you know, this was Morgan's and I's first show of the year, and this was like a local bucket list thing for me. So I was like, sweet, you know, at least I could say I did it, you know. And the crowd was actually the biggest crowd that I've played at here in this city. And that was like I was like, if this is gonna set the tone for New Orbit, then we're off to the races, you know. And the following week after, my homie Eli Milan invited me out to a show at this little boutique called Bottega Exchange. And it was like a smaller show with Eli and a friend of his brother Chris, who's like a black cowboy from Nashville. And it was more intimate. It was more of a it was just more like a trying to like singer-songwritery type of thing where I got to introduce communication in front of a smaller audience and green light in front of a smaller audience, and it was cool, and I got to meet everybody there, and it was awesome. And hopefully I can get really unofficial release shows for every single single for this upcoming project. So I'm going to try to get a show hopefully next month for the next single. And yeah, just a little brief recap. Yeah, this episode is more of it serves more as a mid-year vibe check because we are halfway through 2023 already, and this year has gone by exceptionally fast, and a lot of changes have happened within the last 6 months, and I see through everything, or I see through most things. And all I can say is life comes at you fast. You know what I'm saying? So I'm actually going to start with Kainalu. How has the first half of 2023 been for you?
I would say it has been a roller coaster of changes for good reasons, as well as hopeful outlook to the future. A lot of things that I'm planning on trying to take care of, and hopefully something will happen maybe in the next half of the months. Who knows? Yeah, anything could happen, but most likely I'm just looking forward to all the plans that I have planned for next year.
And 2024 is the one.
Yeah, hopefully. You got to be at least better than this year.
I mean, every year is gonna have to be better than the previous, right?
Yeah.
I mean, circumstances do play a part of that, but also it's the way that you react to them and respond is what makes the difference. So, right on. Very succinct and simple.
Yep.
Nothing more. Not a whole lot other than surf and work. I'm wondering though, what is your gas budget, bro? What is your gas budget because of how often you go surfing?
Well, since I'm full-time working, I only can go twice a week or even once. So not like every day before. when I because that made more sense.
Right.
But mostly my gas is kind of like okay.
Okay. I'm just checking because every time I see your like Instagram, you're always like at the aquarium or you're at your
somewhere.
You're always somewhere. Or like you get the random like Ace content sometimes.
That or I'm at Ice Palace.
Or Ice Palace. Like it's the most random thing. I'm like, okay, Ice Palace. Ice Palace reminds me of middle school. I don't know why, but yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Nothing exciting. So,
Holo, what about you? How has the first half of the year been for you?
Sure, I would say it's where I'm supposed to be, but at the same time, it's where I'm not supposed to be right now. So it's actually pretty funny. Like I would have thought that I'll have myself move out of Hawaii, and it was actually a very smooth transition, and I would say reaching July, I can kind of like navigate where I want to head down now in the rest of the year. I'll say it's more of like, you ever heard that saying, like, do as the Romans do when you're in Rome?
Yeah.
Kind
Yeah.
of not so much, be your own self, kind of try to blend in and try to fit in, not fit in,
Right.
but
Yep.
try to follow the crowd,
You have to acclimate. You have to
Yeah.
acclimate to your environment.
Right. So I had to dial it back. You know how
Bro, I know exactly what you're talking about right now.
like for the both of you guys, and for the people who are listening, if you know me, you know how kind and respectful I am to other people.
Mm-hmm.
But moving out here, I had to dial it back, and I'm still learning to not be too nice to people who don't respond the same kindness back.
Yep.
Like being out here, I've noticed that doing the right thing might lead to you getting in trouble. And I've noticed if you respect other people, yeah, they will respect you. But if you do the wrong thing and they go ahead and they roast you or try to, chew you up, you gotta come back, and you gotta combat and combat,
Yeah.
and get ready to let them know, like,
You're not
let
going to
them
be
have
stepped
that
on.
smoke. Yeah, let them have that smoke. So I've been learning to be more assertive and not be passive when it comes to those interactions. Like, there's so much examples that I can actually say out, but just for the sake of the podcast, it's just I'm still learning to be more assertive and be like, okay, that guy is talking to me in a different way, and he has different intentions, so I'm not gonna have it affect me in a personal way, but I'm gonna say straight up, like, boy, if you're gonna give me that smoke, I'm gonna return that smoke back to you. And this is mainly at work, trying to make sure, I'm holding my ground and not be too nice where I can be all stepped on. But yeah, other than that, I've been trying to, I think right now I've been trying to make more friends that are outside of my work environment and my family environment here in Georgia. I've been trying to venture out, try to make friends, in the gym. Wink, wink, cough, cough. I know these guys know that I'm trying to get with it in the gym, but it's a funny story. But we're not going to elaborate
I'm just looking for that green light. That's it, huh?
I'm just gonna say, like, a lot of, when you're out here and you tell them you're from Hawaii, cause you are a premium in their book. And if you walk into a gym and you're brown skin, boy, you be different. I'm telling you guys. And I'm trying to reframe from telling other people that are from Hawaii, and I want them to organically find out. So I know their intentions are not just around a different state. If you go to Korea and you let these girls know, let these guys know you from Hawaii.
They love us. They love us.
This man is so ready.
You're gonna be top shelf. Like, you are a premium to these guys. They're gonna take care of you. They're gonna let you know what is up. And it's crazy how many people I've met, but I only met people. I haven't met friends. So there's a difference there.
Yeah.
And I just wanna I think right now I'm in that process. Oh, I want to make photography friends that know photography, and I would like to have friends who enjoy being outdoors. I don't, with my work schedule and my workout schedule and just life in general, it's hard for me to kind of venture out because of how limited my time is.
Mhm.
But other than that, guys, it's been very, very eye opener being out here, and I've understand what Luna means when you appreciate home more when you're not at home.
Yeah.
Like I appreciate the beach, man. If you want to get off of work, you can't go straight to the beach. More like you gotta go straight to the
Right.
pool,
Yeah.
and
I mean, the pool's nice, but it's not the same.
it's not the same. It doesn't hit the same, and the food I'm missing. I like lately. I've been craving manapua, which
Oh,
is
Mm,
pork
mm.
in this
Pork
very
hash. Yeah.
fluffy white
yeah.
bun. I've been craving that.
Hmm.
It's just little things in Hawaii that I miss, and I
And the
come to
culture too.
understand. Yes, and the culture too. I come to understand what Luna feels like when he did come visit us to Hawaii, and how he felt like, oh, it feels like home, like you can relax. And when you go back to Vegas, when you go back to wherever you are, you miss that Hawaii feeling.
Yeah.
And I know, Nalu, you're back in Hawaii, but
Yep.
I hope that you get to feel that, that feeling, and you appreciate home more.
Yeah. Whenever you go to
And
Korea, that is.
yeah, when you go to Korea,
I
bro.
probably might not. I probably might say it. So sorry, guys.
But
All right.
I think right now, making friends and alongside, I'm feeling more in tune with how I want to portray myself
Mhm.
now. Like I'm getting more confident knowing, okay, I'm not from here. I'm not from this land. I'm from the Pacific. I have this,
Yeah.
this new confidence. And I think, Luna, you have that in Vegas. I don't know if you feel the same way, but I feel like I can bring more to the table because I have this exclusivity being from Hawaii.
Mhm.
And I've been going back, I always wear these hats for this podcast, but
Yeah.
I've been going back to the undercut, which I'm trying to
Oh.
grow out.
Oh. Oh. Oh,
So
there you
you
go.
see, like,
Oh, got the fresh
I'm
fresh
shaving the
side fade
sides
on the
now.
side.
I'm
Oh,
trying to
oh, this is 2018,
shoot,
19 Holo Kaiki over here.
like, I'm trying to grow it out now, and with the flavor of Atlanta, I want to hopefully braid it to
Oh,
like
you,
two
you just gotta
braids.
make sure you don't appropriate it now. That's the only
Right, right,
thing.
right.
Gotta be mindful of appropriation.
We'll
So
see that if they will let me. But other than that, I have this like mean boom. You see,
oh,
oh,
oh, not oh, oh,
bro, the freaking tan though. This one is
Wow.
serious.
For those listening,
Look at
Holo showed
that,
us his
dude,
farmer's tan.
bro. There's no blend. There's no fade, man. It's
There's
straight
no-
lineage.
Oh,
And it goes
mine is
all the way.
mine is the opposite. I have
Oh gosh.
whatever brown I had went away uh, because I can't stay outside too long out here. It's not good for my skin.
Shoot. I wish we had the beach, man.
It was
But
nice
yeah,
today.
Hey, thanks, yeah.
Yeah, thanks for being in. Yeah, I would say that like there are times where um I'll I want to take my vibe check actually to last year, like around this time last year, because it all kind of ties together. Um, I know um, last year I was planning on leaving Vegas and coming back home. Um, mind you, I never actually wanted to go back home. I just want I just was not happy with the direction my life was going. And fast forward to like September, October, November, like things got better for me here, and it allowed for me to stay. Um, and it became clear to me. I was like, okay, I'm gonna be here for a little while longer, and I actually don't have a desire to move back home, um, due to things that I'll kind of describe in a bit. Even though I do miss it every day, I will say that this first half of the year has been, it's been interesting. I'll probably say that hold up, sorry. I had to just breathe a little bit. Um it's been a year full of it's been a soul searching year. I'll put it that way. It's been a soul searching year in the sense of like, you know, I turned another year older this year, and I'm basically starting a new decade. And although physically I don't feel like I'm in my 30s, you know what I'm saying? Or like I don't feel like I'm 30 per se, you know what I'm saying? But like, I've seen like I've noticed the things change, the changes happening around me. Like say even going back to the photo shoot last year, right? When we did the green lighted communication photo shoots, like I knew that things were changing, right? But it's it's one thing to know and anticipate when things are changing, but but responding to those changes
Mhm.
is a different beast. And this year I've kind of, you know, it's been some trying times at work, more so mentally than anything. Um and just kind of like learning to adapt to certain things and learning how to um navigate through certain transitions and changes and stuff. I'm through three things that I wish I learned when I was younger um are knowing my worth, knowing what I'm capable of, and knowing what I deserve. And I feel like this year I feel I'm truly embodying all three of those things. I know what I bring to the table. I know what I'm capable of doing. I know what I deserve. And that's not I'm realizing for myself that is not arrogance, but it's standing firm and knowing that okay, I can accomplish these things. I just heard a firework pop outside. But um yeah, knowing that um things change all the time, and knowing that transitions happen all the time. Like I've been a part of two weddings already this year. Like two of my good friends got married, and it's it was kind of like it was a joyous but also solemn affair, because for me it's like knowing that okay, the dynamic of the friendship that we have is about to change. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that, it's like this chapter of a relationship is over. And I have to figure out how to start new, how to, you know what I'm saying? Like how to start this, how to restart it with a different lens and a different perspective. And that takes up, that's an emotional thing to navigate through. Right. And also, you know, I'm also thinking about like, you know, thinking about music and like, you know, I see Vegas changing all the time. Like Vegas is now, it's one of the, if you see like my background, you see this like this sphere
a
looking
dome. Yeah, I think is
that's a
Yeah,
that's a new dome. Like that's a new futuristic music venue. It's called the Sphere. That it's one of the craziest contraptions that I've ever seen. And
Yeah.
Vegas always finds ways to outdo itself. And you know, I didn't think that, you know, I'm like, okay, I wanted to, okay, I'm here, like I'm gonna embrace being here. And, you know, but I realized that Vegas doesn't necessarily have a music infrastructure. And its infrastructure is centered on entertainment, which is different. It's different from music. And like, am I growing in the same direction? Like, what if I were to really hone in on, if I want to accomplish the things that I want to accomplish, am I in the right situation for me to flourish? And the answer that I came up with is no. And it was kind of sad when I had to think about it that way. But I'm realizing that all the things that I'm going through is all preparation stages. You know, how do you respond? How do you you know, how do you make the most out of the present to ensure that your future is going to be better? And those are things that I've been trying to navigate through this whole year, really. And you know, it's been a real soul searching period. And I knew that certain things had to be stripped away in order for me to realize, you know, the possibilities that are out there. But it's been a frustrating but fulfilling year at the same time so far. And I've seen the growth, I've seen the changes, and I've seen the I've seen I've seen, like, okay, if I really just lock it down, if I, you know, just take care of what I got to take care of, you know, and just refine my craft and you know, hone in on whatever I need to hone in on, then, you know, it'll be easier to discern what opportunities I need to take. So, you know, I had to surrender a lot of things, but hey, it's just life. It's a part of the journey. Embracing your odyssey and embracing the strange, right? It's
right.
And that's kind of it's kind of been the trajectory for this year. And I haven't really been able to focus on music as much as I'd like, but I do know that everything is happening the way it's supposed to. And sometimes your timing is not the best timing. And
Yeah.
you know, when things happen, you're going to be like, "Oh, it's now I understand. I understand why I had to wait. I understand why there was a delay." You know, so it was kind of long-winded, but it was a, you know, frustrating but fulfilling soul-searching season so far. And I'm excited to see what the next half of the year looks like. So speaking of the next half of the year, what are your plans or goals for the second half of the year? Let's go with Kainalu first.
Oh, my second half goals of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Most likely, I need to take care of some bills, of course, finances. That's
Right.
always important.
Right.
Health as well. As you can see, this chipped tooth is still here. I just gotta wait till I get an appointment.
Yeah, that's ugly, bro.
It's really sad.
I'm just messing with you, bro.
So yes, like what I said earlier, take care of yourself. Self-care, that's the most important thing. As for me, that would be the most important thing. Hopefully I can travel more. That's another thing I'm trying to look forward to. Now I have my passport, I can pretty much go anywhere.
I mean, Korea might have been calling your name.
Yeah, I just gotta wait till I get out of the military and then I have more time.
Touche. Touche.
Yeah, I don't really have anything else besides personal stuff, but that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Right.
nothing yet.
Holo, what about you, bro?
For the next half of the year, I really want to get into taking photos again. I don't know, I feel like I'm trying to be very intentional with how my creativity flows and how I want to share it amongst, the internets.
Right.
But I've been looking at other artists' work and I've been like, wow. It's crazy how videography, photography, and art in general is evolving every day.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, how can I contribute to this community of people? So I've been very intentional with how I want to go through sharing art that I have in my head and I want to put it out for the whole world. And I think right now I don't have the tools yet to accomplish that. And I know a lot of people would say, do what you do, like use the tools that you have with you already, do what you have and just create. And I think for my situation, I have ideas that require tools that I don't have just yet. And the ideas that I do have and the tools that I do have, I am not able to create the vision that I have in my head with what I have now. So I feel like I'm in that area where that I need to learn more programs, more equipment. So I've been learning DaVinci Resolve, if you guys ever heard.
I think I've heard of it before.
Yeah, with it's more like it's dubbed like a color grading program, but it's being more user friendly for the editing. So I've been learning how to I've been learning how to use DaVinci Resolve, and I've been actively searching like graphics and trying to like kind of manipulate in my head what I see and the inspiration that I see and trying to make it different, kind of piggyback off the green light communication and the next single logos and trying to make it more holokahiki. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think moving forward, I'm trying to be more intentional with what I share and what I post online. So with, I know everybody knows that this app Threads came out, and I was asking the boys what they thought about it, because I feel like this is another way I can express myself creatively. But I'm just waiting for the right time and right mindset for me to be able to feel like, okay, time to roll it out, time
Yeah.
to get back into it. And
Mm.
I can't wait to have that rest period where I can be like, this looks good,
Mm-hmm.
this sounds good in my head,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this out, and I want to start, get the ball rolling, because I'm out there, and I think this is the only avenue where I get to express where I'm at in life right now.
Mm.
So for those, listening, you guys are getting a sneak peek right in there of
Mm.
what I'm doing right now. So
Oof.
only on
Oh,
ML Backstage,
oh,
guys.
exclusive content.
Exclusive, I've been trying to work on doing like these vision stories with people and try to bring their stories out and trying to make it more visually. I've been trying to work on like logos, if there's like different sayings that I see, try to form like logos with them. I've been trying to play around in Photoshop and Illustrator, but you know, with the time that I have, rest is important. So I've been trying
Yeah.
to prioritize rest more. And I think moving forward, I wanted to just, be more creative and be more open and intentional with what I share. And I feel like I'm going to reach to a point where I'm going to be like back at it, 2019 Holo, Instagram again. But we'll see what happens, guys. But yeah, the second half should be very nice,
Yeah.
very exciting.
Yeah, no, that's exciting. I mean, you've always been super intentional with like, you know, with how you present your art, right? In the social media landscape, for even though you've had an on and off relationship with it,
Mhm.
it's you've always been like intentional with how, with the presentation, right? And I feel like, the three of us kind of align in that way, as far as like pertaining to, especially with Mars Luna stuff is a good example of it, right? And both of you guys do your own things, apart from that as well. um I think, maybe for you, I think part of it too is because you've only been in Georgia for less than a year,
Right,
right?
right.
So that could also play a factor in, like, those, I guess, delays that you were kind of referencing. But time is not linear either. You know what I mean? Like, time, it doesn't move the same for everybody.
Mhm.
So it's like, you just take your time and just, you know take care of what you need to take care of. And yeah, um I think the second half of the my goals for the second half of the year is obviously put out this Mars Luna project. This is probably like, the biggest Mars Luna project I'm going to put out there, that I have to put out there. So it's the last like big dramatic project, I think, like, that's going to take up a lot of time, I think. And like, I think just you know get more shows is a personal goal, is to perform more. I'm trying to, get more shows to roll this album out, right, at least locally, you know what I mean? And just um I just kind of, I guess, like, present my music in front of people that I care about, you know. And right now it's not like it's not so much how do I expand out of Vegas right now, you know what I'm saying? Because that's primarily through the internet, really. And I think just, you know, there's a lot of things like work wise that I'm trying to figure out right now. And so that's probably another thing that I'm trying to figure out. But like that's kind of, but I mean, work is work, you know. It is what it is. It's not like I want to be able to, you know, focus more and develop more of an infrastructure on, you know, my own creative side of things. So like similar to what Holo was talking about, just kind of set a blueprint for 2024 and beyond, and just kind of, you know, this may kind of sound like blasé, but you know, kind of just going with the flow and seeing where the wind blows, you know what I'm saying? Like it's you know, I can't stress over dumb stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't stress over dumb stuff. And you know, that's kind of like a goal for me. It's like, you know, just do the best I can with what I have. And you know, and if things don't work out, then they don't work out. Like it's life. But if they do work out, then off to the races. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I think I'm trying to kind of like what Nalu was saying, just set up a blueprint, like creatively, to catapult into 2024. Just get this project out, and you know, I even told Morgan that like I'm trying to get this thing out soon. We're probably like about, I would say 70-80% there, but it's always getting to that 85, getting to that 90. And like I haven't actually been in the studio in so long, so because I've done all the recordings just like that so fast. But that's also a testament to how well Morgan and I operate. So it's become easy work, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for that, you know. Once again, thank you so much to everyone who's been listening and watching to this episode of the ML Backstage podcast. I think I know this episode went longer than it has been in the past couple episodes, but this is the first time that we've actually caught up in quite some time. So yeah, for all the brand new listeners and watchers out there, like this is kind of the gist of how we are. You know, it's a lot of, you know, backstage talk with music and behind the scenes stories and just vibes, you know what I'm saying? Just three local boys from Hawaii, you know, just being creative and vibing out, you know. So thank you again for listening and watching. It really means a lot. So you can follow me on Instagram and Threads at Luna B Joshua. You can follow all the music stuff at It's Mars Luna on Instagram, Threads. Well, I would say Twitter, but I haven't logged on Twitter since Threads came on. So you can follow me in there too if you still use that. On Facebook at It's Mars Luna, and you can follow for all music updates straight up. You can follow Mars Luna on Spotify, Apple Music, and subscribe to the website at itsmarsluna.com. So be on the lookout for the next single next month. And for those listening, I just did a fingers crossed. And you can stream Greenlight and Communication. So project on the way.
Hey.
and Holo or Nalu. Let's go Nalu.
Okay.
Show him your iPad, bro.
Hey,
You
I
already
got
know
work.
already.
Hey, so you can follow me on my Instagram. Oh,
Oh,
where'd I go?
he just disappeared. It just faded into the green screen. I love it.
Yeah. So yeah, see that Naluman photography can go right there.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
I have to just screenshot that.
Yeah.
And
Or
it's
I can just. You can follow Kainalu on Instagram at Nalumon Photography. That's NALUMON Photography.
Yeah.
And or if you're on Twitter and
Twitter, you can just
and TikTok, you can follow him at Hawaiian Oppa, which is Hawaiian OPPA. And on TikTok it's Hawaiian _OPPA, where you strictly see Korea Boo content. That's it.
I use it for that's kind of what it's, I guess, it's used for now. Nothing else better to do with it.
Or you can showcase photography too, but I mean,
a little.
hey, I respect the passion for the Korea Boos.
But it ain't that bad like the other ones. That's bad.
Oh,
at least I'm Asian, so at least I can pass because I'm Asian too.
Touche.
There you go.
Touche. Yeah, and Holo, what about close it out, bro?
You can follow me on YouTube, Holo Tobes.
I like how you started off with YouTube. It's different. It's different. I like that.
More active on that than any other social media platform. And then you got my website, Holo Tobes. And you got my IG, which is like desert right now. Holo Tobes. You never know, it might just pop up. Something might pop up.
I just know that when you do your third or like your new first post, it would be like it would be something to behold. I know that much. So it's like, when you, I was like, when this man posts again, it's like, oh, it's a big deal. All right, it's raps for everybody. But that's a flex. That's a flex. I respect that. So yeah, you can follow Holo on YouTube at YouTube and his website and Instagram at HOLOKAHIKITOVES. And
I just felt this power go through me.
Like the straight mana, straight energy.
Straight energy.
So,
power.
So yeah, once again, appreciate y'all for tuning in and listening, and stay tuned for the next Mars Luna single, and next podcast episode next month. So y'all take care now. Later. Shoots.
This felt like the longest episode ever, Ethan, don't you think?
I mean, we got everyone like you wanted last time. What do you expect?
I don't know, Ethan. Just wanted to make an obvious observation. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this episode of the ML Backstage podcast. If you liked what you heard, follow us on Spotify and subscribe to us on Apple and YouTube at ML Backstage. You can follow me on Instagram, Threads, Twitter, and Facebook at It's Mars Luna. You can find all my music on Spotify and Apple Music and on my website at itsmarsluna.com. Be on the lookout for the next single when it comes out, hopefully next month this time. Thank you all for listening, watching, and hanging out with us. Hope you're all enjoying this episode, and stay tuned for the next one as we hopefully talk about the next single. For real this time.